The winter of 2006, my mom exclaimed, "This summer we should go to Italy." My Nonna and Nonna have a home there and go for a few months every year. I was only 8 years old, and this would be my first trip to the country of my heritage. The last few days leading up to the trip, we went to my Nonno's, as we do every Sunday, and had lunch. While enjoying the homemade pasta and sweet tomato sauce my Nonna made, my Nonna told me, "It's a whole different world in Italy then. You'll see where I grew up, and the fish I caught. Even the hill I had to climb to get water from the well to bring to my teacher's house to pass school." Among the many stories he had told us during lunch that evening, it was apparent how excited he was to show us what he loved about where he grew up. The day of the trip we woke up extremely early, and the only thing said was from my dad at 3 in the morning. "Everyone better be downstairs with their suitcase by 3:30. Like a zombie, I stumbled half awake down the steps and to the car groaning, "Ugh, I'm tired." I entered the back seat first. I entered second, getting the middle seat because I was smallest. Then my other sister sat beside me. Luggage packed and on the road, which I don't remember much of since I slept most of the way. The usual airport security checks and boarded the biggest plane I had ever seen. The pilot announced, "The flight will be 8.5 hours. Hearing that, I nodded off right away in an uncomfortable upright position in my seat. With the patience of an 8-year-old, I was antsy during the ride, but after a nap and a few movies later, we arrived in Italy and took a train to the little town called Scilla de Calabria, or as my parents always described it, the tip of the boot. For 30 minutes, I could tell this was going to be a different experience. The cars were smaller, the roads were rockier, nearly everyone drove mopeds, and the alleyways were only big enough for a skinny Italian and one car. Everyone spoke Italian, and the water was a magnificent baby blue and aqua green that was clear enough to see the fish swim about. The time that I arrived, in this foreign place, how welcoming family is. I'd never met these aunts, uncles, or cousins in my life, and they greeted me with open arms. "Ciao bambino, cos bello a di incontrare finalmente." Who knows what they were saying, but just from their smiles and hugs, I could tell I was already welcomed. The next day, my Nonna was excited to take me to the beach, which was a short distance outside his home. While my parents and sisters tanned because they were boring, I went straight to the water, as did my Nonna. 2 short bathing suit, funky water shoes, and a piece of cork that had fishing line wrapped around it, and said, "Dan, we need to catch the popo so Nonna can cook it for us." I asked, "What's that?" He said, "The squid, galamad." Now, galamad was how my Nonna pronounced it, and there are many variations, but in America it is more commonly known as calamari, or squid. Now, I had seen some fish swim around me, even a few jellyfish, but not a single octopus, so as any child that liked an adventure would, I went with my Nonna to discover this hidden Nidarian. We went only 10 meters out or so, and he pointed and said, "There, do you see it?" Now, I was staring at some rocks for a good 10 seconds, and I thought I saw something, so I told him, "Yeah, I see it, Nonna." He went a little closer, in a complete opposite direction of what I later found out. That rock I was staring at was not the popo. He dropped the line, waited patiently, and then I saw a tentacle. Then he yanked the line, an octopus flew up with it, and my Nonna grabbed it by the head and stabbed it between the eyes with the fishing hook. Later that night, my Nonna took that popo and fried it for dinner. The flaky, succulent, salty galamad left a mesmerizing taste that was complemented by a few drops of fresh lemon. Seeing something caught that afternoon, and only a few hours later have been cooked, showed me how amazing fresh food is. The next day, I was determined to have galamad again, so I went out with my sister Brianna, and after 10 minutes of searching, I saw one. Without even saying a word, scared it would go away if I took my eye off it, I waved my hands in the water to get her attention and pointed, yelling, with the water muffling my voice, "Look, look!" And she confirmed it was there. She went to get my Nonna, but he didn't believe me because what does an 8-year-old know? That popo may have escaped capture, but I knew I had what it took to spot them. Only 3 men, including my Nonna, caught popo. I felt proud he showed me, and he was proud I enjoyed it so much. This was so much different than my town. I never saw where the food I ate came from, with the exception of the basil we grew in our backyard. Every meal in Italy was so natural and fresh. I saw the lemons picked off the trees, and sometimes we would pull off on the side of the road to pick figs. Something about seeing exactly where what you eat comes from is comforting and tastes much better than anything I have ever had. In my recent trip to Italy, I got a hands-on experience of picking fresh food in the local market. After almost every meal in Italy, you take a nap. When we got up, we would walk around the historic town. You could see the castle where they defended their coast, the plaza where everyone gathered for community events, and a church named after Saint Rocco. Every male in my family is named Rocco. My uncle, my cousin, my Nonna, my second cousin, everyone except me. All my relatives would ask is, "Why are you not named Rocco?" So I asked my mom, and she told me, "Everyone has that name, Dan, and I wanted you to be different because you were special." But my Nonna was furious, and I told him if you were born on his birthday, I would name you Rocco. I was born 2 days after my Nonna's birthday, and therefore was not named Rocco. While we were there, the festival for St. Rocco was going on, and everyone was wishing any Rocco a happy name day. The townspeople carried St. Rocco's statue throughout the town in celebration. Last year we went back to Italy, but this time to Venice. In Venice, it is a city built on water. We rode the gondolas around the waterways, which, if you can imagine your hometown, replaced the roads with water and the cars with boats. We went to St. Mark's Square, where the pigeons flooded the plaza. Each town has its traditions and something it's known for. At home we have our own traditions that came from our heritage. Some things have been lost, but we try to retain the traditions and not forget where we came from. Visiting Italy made me realize this, and catching Popo with my Nonno is an event that used to be only in his life, but now was a part of mine.